Now we are getting into the fun part. Choosing your website platform, your software, where your site is going to live. You might already have a website. You might already have this decision made, which is fantastic. I still want you to watch this video, but you're not going to change anything. If you haven't, if you are still weighing all of the decisions ahead of you as far as, I don't know what software I should use because this platform does this and this one does that, and it's all so overwhelming, then you are going to love this lesson because I'm going to streamline that decision for you, and you are going to follow the tried and true process of your next 1K, which is decide, take imperfect action, and evaluate. Decide, take action, evaluate. This is the decide phase. Everything we do in your next 1K, as you know, is based on making a decision, not second guessing it, moving forward and taking action, and then evaluating. This is no different. So I'm going to lay out a few scenarios as far as different software options, what I use, what I used to use, why I switched, the worst software you could absolutely use, hands down, and then you're going to make a decision. I also have some resources, as always, in these lessons below. There will be text, there will be links if needed, and any clarifications as well. So always read the text of the lesson as well. There's some helpful stuff in there in case I forget to mention it on the actual recording like this. Let's jump into platforms. I used to host my nutrition business. My entire holistic nutrition practice was based on online courses, Zoom one-on-ones here and there, some group programs, and memberships eventually. So there was quite a progression, a lot of different things that I offered. There was a lot. It's been an evolution. Yours might have been a similar story thus far. We are going to streamline that. We are going to make it the most profitable possible by having one premium offer that you sell on your website. But your sell might, and we'll talk about this in a future lesson, might actually be getting on a discovery call with you, not selling an actual product or service. For now, I just need you to know that I have you covered on anything that you are going to sell or promote or any action that you're going to have your potential clients take on your website. It's going to be covered no matter what platform you use. So back in the day, I used a Squarespace website with ConvertKit for my email service provider, and then I hosted my courses on Teachable. These are very common platforms. They have changed a lot over the years. They weren't as user-friendly back in 2015 when I started my practice and I made my first website on Squarespace. Much more user-friendly now. You may use them yourself or you may have heard of them. All great options, okay? They all kind of have to talk to each other since they're different platforms. They have to talk to each other through automations that you set up one time, sometimes multiple times if they don't play nice, which definitely does happen. But usually it's pretty streamlined to get everything talking to each other. You just have different platforms for different parts of your business. What I use now is an all-in-one platform called Kajabi that I am absolutely in love with. It makes my heart pitter patter. You're going to see a lot of videos of me showing you behind the scenes of my Kajabi setup because even though you're going to be able to take everything I teach and use it on any website, obviously I'm going to be showing you on mine and it's in Kajabi. So you're about to see behind the scenes of what that looks like. When I say all in one, what I mean is that my email list, my courses, membership, you're watching in Kajabi right now, everything is housed in Kajabi, as well as my website, my landing pages, my everything is in Kajabi. You're going to see all of it. The funnels, everything that happens in my business happens in Kajabi and Zoom, those two together. So you are going to see how that all works. We're going to talk about why you make a decision on one platform and you don't second guess it and you move forward. A word of caution before we talk any more about that though is in regards to WordPress. I have to talk about WordPress a little bit because WordPress is so stinking hard. And if you are watching this video right now and you have tried to start a WordPress website yourself and it was so confusing and such a steep learning curve that you just quit and thought that websites are hard, take a deep breath. It's all going to be okay because WordPress is hard and it's not going to always have to be that hard, and we're not going to do it on WordPress. WordPress is kind of free depending on what plugins you pay for to optimize and to have all the bells and whistles that you want. So it's very customizable. And this is why people love WordPress if you are a web designer. And if you are a web designer, you already know what I'm talking about, but you're probably not watching this video because you probably moved on from your site a long time ago. So I assume if you're watching this, you are not a web designer and you don't speak the language of WordPress and you don't need all of these customizations. We are making a very lean and mean website that is going to work and you're going to be able to change things when you need to. Huge concern with WordPress is because of the really steep learning curve to get it up and running and to change anything. Most people that hire out a web developer that end up building them a WordPress website, and this has happened to me, aren't able to edit and add and delete websites because it's just so hard. Word of caution is if you are trying to make a WordPress website work right now and you're in the midst of it, that would be maybe the only time where I would suggest you do probably want to switch platforms. It'll make your life easier in the long run. Little rant on WordPress there. It's great for other industries and for people that are professionals at using it and setting it up. For our purposes, those extra automations and bells and whistles are not needed, and it's just going to keep you in the weeds and keep you confused. We do not want that. So a great option is Squarespace. Like I said, that's what I've used before. Many wellness professionals use Squarespace because it's easy to set up. They have beautiful templates and it just kind of works, right? Like I said, it's come a long way even since I started my Squarespace site in 2015. Come a long way. Kajabi is another fantastic option. Again, you're going to see my entire setup with Kajabi, and I am a Kajabi partner, which means that I have a partner link that people can sign up for a free trial with Kajabi through my link. And through that, I offer a lot of Kajabi resources because there are some really specific and cool things that you can do in Kajabi that I teach my partner referrals about. So if you decide you want to start Kajabi free trial, that will be linked below on all these videos as well. And then you can go through in real time and test it out and see those resources. We do office hours and extra trainings, all kinds of good stuff. So with that being said, it's time for you to make a decision on your website platform. Do not overthink this. Use whatever you are already using if you have a website up and running and it's there. Resist the urge to change platforms. That's just a really terrible use of your time, which is why I also have an entire course for you on outsourcing to have an expert do that for you in the future. Don't do that. What you can do if you decide to add something like Kajabi on because you are going to be selling online courses or it makes sense financially because of the 0% transaction fees. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about collecting payments online in a second. If you decide to change, you can add on some components without changing your entire website. So I get this question a lot. They're like, oh my gosh, Kajabi is going to simplify my life so much. And it will, especially when we get into these videos and you start like, oh my gosh, you just geek out on how many features and how streamlined and cool Kajabi is, which it is. You don't have to change your entire website to start using those. Many people just keep their website that is already up and running and tweak it and streamline it using all of the framework that I'm going to teach you in this course. And then you can add Kajabi for payments, for hosting online courses, lessons, live coaching, that kind of stuff, memberships, all of that can be housed on Kajabi separately. And then you can just link it in your navigation bar on your website that's already up and running. And if all of that was Greek to you, then don't worry. It's not a consideration. All you need to do right now is figure out where you are going to set up your website and then set up your account. Every software I've ever seen offers a free trial, and you don't need to have your domain figured out yet. We're going to talk about that in an upcoming lesson. You can just start your free trial right now on whatever platform you're going to use and then customize the rest of it later. So that's what I want you to do for this lesson. Make a decision. Don't overthink it. I'm sure you've already researched enough or you already have something started somewhere. Use it. Let's move forward and talk about email service providers. How sexy is that in the next video?